And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, always providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, and estate planning, tax planning, and all types of great home services here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we want to make sure you save our hotline number in your phone, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. That's our Consumer Advocate hotline number. Also, bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. At the website, you can find links to all of our expert contributors. Their contact information will be on that site as well. And you can also email us directly from the website, consumerqb.com. And we appreciate our radio family out there. Been getting an uptick in calls lately. A lot of people reaching out, texting in, calling into the show on our off-air line. And we want to help you win. That's our number one goal, is helping you as a consumer advocate.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
All right, we got an all-star lineup for you today. Intelligent Talk Radio. We've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Fred Muth back in studio. Tampa Screens and Aluminum.
You're talking about these guys?
Yeah. The other two. Not just kidding.
How you doing? Hey, I'm the opening act for these guys. You guys are going to have a lot to live up to after this.
Absolutely.
So I'll tell you what. I didn't prepare for the show knowing this.
Yeah, there you go.
Give you a break, anyhow. Anyway, today I'd like to touch on some of the issues with, the hurricane season and what the consumer can do to cut their losses if the big winds decide to hit us.
Okay.
So that's pretty much my topic for
How to
today.
cut the losses when the hurricane comes.
Yeah. Prior
storm.
to preventative maintenance on your enclosures in your home.
I like that.
Yes, sir.
All right, Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us.
Yes, sir. So great to be here again.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I mean, we've made an announcement last time about up to a $500 trade-in on people's old water softeners, and that's been received real well.
Nice.
So I'm going to talk more about that. We're going to offer that continuing through July and August, actually. Through the summer.
$500 trade-in on any old water filtration type system softener. Awesome.
Exactly.
Good stuff. Get the real deal, waterscience.us.
Yep.
Rick Nickerson in the house, Bottomzupp floor removal expert.
It is great to be here with Fred Squared in the house. We've got Fred and Fred. Don't know if I can follow Fred, but it's great to be here with him. Always a pleasure. We are the floor removal experts. We're excited to talk about it. I just wanted to touch base, on the market. Mm-hmm. Our business demographic here in the Tampa Bay area and how that affects the flooring industry as a whole, particularly the floor removal company. And I just wanted to touch base on, why choose a professional.
Yeah.
And kind of tell my story and how that all began. And, so many times I talk to people, I talk to consumers who basically, that's why we do what we do, is to meet the needs of our consumers. And they always tell me all the time, man, I wish I would have known about you guys, or how did you guys come about, or, and that. So I want to tell that little story about, how we came about and why it's important to choose a flooring professional and particularly a floor removal expert when you're doing your project.
Yeah, I love that, because time is money as well.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about that. So thanks for tuning in to the show here. We don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder, if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We want to give you that no-nonsense approach here and make you more street smart on the Consumer Quarterback Show. This segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving, and I can tell you from firsthand experience that they are a first-class organization, and they're well-reviewed online as well. 4.6 rating on Google, 4.5 on Yelp, and they've got an A rating from the Better Business Bureau as well, and they've also won the Super Service Award multiple times. Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And as you know, I'm the owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Got a couple of hot listings here. I want to let you know about this property, 223 South River Hills Drive in Temple Terrace, Florida. It's close to USF. It's an executive style home right on the Hillsborough River. It's on a conservation lot as well. And what a beautiful opportunity for your family in Temple Terrace area of Tampa Bay, one of the best areas in the United States of America.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
All right, Fred Muth in the house. We talk about that in-between space, ways that people can add value to their homes and just make it that much more of an exciting place to live here in Tampa Bay, keeping those mosquitoes out and just adding value onto your property.
Yeah, and it's comical because I always mention the concept of the lanai.
Yes.
And the people from the north, they just know they want to come to Florida and get a lanai. They don't even know what it is in some cases. They just know it's an outside, in-between space. I met with a couple the other day from New York, and I walked in and they said, we heard about these lanais. Now, what exactly is a lanai? And I just broke out laughing. They said, why are you laughing? I said, because I do this radio show and I talk about this all the time.
Yeah. That's funny.
And it is comical. But the in-between space, and thanks again, you coined that phrase. I use that all the time.
Yeah, man.
And it really helps in my presentation because, we're in the house, it's 70 degrees, 72. Outside, it's 98. We go into the covered lanai that's there now, that's not screened in, and it might be 83. So I get into that in-between space. And then, of course, if we build it out further, we, obviously a screen room with fans and this and that and the other keeps it nice and cool.
Yeah.
People will spend 8-9 months of the year outside in their in-between space down here. I mean, we do at home. We spend majority of our time. It's a huge enclosure, obviously, because I'm in the business, but it's a very nice area. In the break room, Rick and I were talking about the market, and the market's still phenomenal. In this area, it's just tremendous. And of course, Rick, a lot of your stuff is remodel, and we were talking the numbers, and I came up with a percentage. I think about 60% of what I'm doing is new builds, and about 40% right now is probably tear down and start over.
Wow.
A lot of people are replacing the old stuff. And I can see if the economy slides a little bit, that's probably going to continue, I'm assuming. If the real estate market slides off a little bit, new homes, construction goes down a little bit, we're all going to be doing remodels.
Yeah, and it's based on our demographic here in the Tampa Bay area. Let's face it, land is scarce. Brandon, I know you know that. There's other areas, demographically that you can look at to the south of us that are building, a great deal. But in the Tampa Bay area, a lot of people are picky, and people come from all over the world to live here.
Yes.
Our beautiful coastlines and so forth, and they can't find that home to build or that land to build.
Yeah.
So what do? They tear it down and they make it their own.
Yeah.
And that fits right into what we do, Fred.
Absolutely. And it's my job is to present to the homeowner what I can see in my head. Basically, I'll come to the site and I design it. And unfortunately, I've already got it figured out once I look at it. So my job is to take the time to present it to the customer and let them see what I'm seeing. And believe me, that is the most rewarding part of my business. I enjoy that. Some homeowners will say to me, we hope we're not bothering you. We still don't understand. I'll say, you don't bother me at all.
Yeah.
I said, this is the challenge that I want.
Yep.
And once I get that point across and I get it designed and they can see it, of course, we sell it and we build it. And then when it's a completed job, they're just so happy.
Yeah.
The majority of the stuff that I am coming across my plate that I'm writing up is either referral or repeat business, believe it or not. I've been doing it so long. And with Tampa Screens, the reviews are tremendous. I've walked in and signed jobs up based on the fact that the reviews are so good.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm happy with the company.
And
very
to,
happy
to
with
Rick's
the company.
point too, we talk a lot about mortgage on the show and the way that you can leverage mortgage. There's a lot of great refinance programs out there, renovation loans that you can pull. You can pull equity out. You can change the kitchen around. That's the challenge that a lot of people are having. To the prior point of lack of inventory, lack of land. They're tearing down properties, building up the McMansions down there in South Tampa. Lots of different areas. Pinellas
Harbor.
County, big time. So that's the challenge that people have.
Yeah, and right now the rates are down.
Right.
And I've signed several jobs recently based on the fact they just got a HELOC. They just got pulled some money out. They're ready to go. I get to the house, the pool's being renovated, the roofer's there. I know what's going on here.
Yep.
And the good news is the money's there to do the work that we would like to sell.
Yeah, that's great, and there's so many opportunities. Now you could do a combination with the pool. There's so many cool things that you've done and designed with your background.
Yeah, and I still have a photo in my album of the one that I did for a couple that moved here from the Black Forest in Germany. And they didn't want a pool. They wanted this big enclosure, and they wanted a forest inside of their enclosure.
Nice.
And we designed it so that it could work out that way. So we put the footer in only, And after the footer was done, they came in and they did a lot of the landscaping. Then we built the cage. And it was all brand new, small, bushes and trees. I went back 6 or 8 months later. It was absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
It looked just like the Black Forest.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very nice.
I like
Even
that.
though I've never been to the Black Forest, but I've heard about it.
Talk about customization right there,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely,
The ability
yeah.
to customize. All right, we got a great show for you today. Fred Muth in the house, Fred DeFelice, and Rick Nickerson as well here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, Zoe the police dog sniffs out 2 missing girls in Ontario's Algonquin Park. Interesting story here. The dog, Zoe, coming to the rescue here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Stay with us. Do not touch that dial. We'll be right back after this short break.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And my wife and I own and operate the Platinum MVP team. And we are a local team at the #1 company in the world, Keller Williams Realty. And we're a top team here in the area, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. We got a team of 12 agents now at Keller Williams, and we are interviewing the best agents agents as well. So if you're a real estate agent out there, you want to maybe talk about joining our team, we'd love to talk to you about that. Hit us up online at consumerqb.com. And this segment is brought to you by the Lucky Dill Restaurant, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the Lucky Dill. They've got a deli, New York City bar, Brooklyn bakery, catering. They have banquets as well. The Lucky Dill Deli, online at luckydilldeli.com, home of the sandwich that ate Brooklyn. They've got great sandwiches over there, much more than just sandwiches as well. They've got great entrees, salads, very friendly wait staff, and a great ambiance at 4606 West Boy Scout Boulevard in Tampa. Online at luckydilldeli.com. They also have a Palm Harbor location as well. And a couple of hot listings here I want to let you know about here. This property in Tampa is a great one. It's 12610 Port Marnock Drive in Odessa. This property, it's a gorgeous home, and you got no neighbors in the front or back. You've got both sides have a nice lake view at Port Marnock. It's a golf course community and a golf cart community at Turnberry at the Eagles, and it's one of the best lots available in the area. Pool and spa in the back. Great floor plan. Just a gorgeous home. Check out all of our real estate properties at PlatinumMVPTeam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, we got Fred DeFelice in the house. Waterscience.us. One of my favorite topics is health and nutrition and lifestyle, and this is a big one. This is a big one. The water that we bring into our body every day. What our bodies are, what do they say? 70% water, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a big part of it.
Yeah, the brain is mostly water.
A
lot of water needed around the brain, you know.
You know, it's interesting you said that. I just finished another book. I'm a voracious reader, and I mostly do it through Audible now. Luckily, it's not the old school style because I'm a slow reader with that stuff. My mind wanders. But it was interesting. The brain is about 1/50th the size, of our body as far as organ goes, and it consumes the majority of our energies and our food comes from the brain. Yeah. So it's interesting you led with that. I just read that in one of the books I was reading.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, you know, I picked up on what Fred just said about the people he meets coming from up north, you know. And the first thing they tell me is, I can't believe this water we have here, you know. Many places up north, you can drink the water coming right out of the ground, you know.
So down here, the water is much worse than you're saying.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. So we try to educate them so they know what they're dealing with. Many times they are getting hooked up with a company that might be selling a water softener. Mm-hmm. You know, because they're pretty aggressive in getting leads of new homeowners and stuff. Mm-hmm. So we just want to caution the public out there, if they're talking to somebody, don't make a decision right away. Maybe have us come out and give you another opinion.
Right.
There's so many things to learn about the difference between a water softener and the things that we do. Mainly, believe it or not, a lot of states have actually banned the use of water softeners.
Wow.
Because they are a pollutant. And they waste water, they harm the environment. So our systems are so great, require no maintenance for 3 years, and don't depend on that kind of stuff, you know. Mm-hmm. So we've really simplified the whole process. Yeah.
So water softener is simply, you're adding salt, you're running the water through the salt, you're just softening the water so your soap lathers up easier, that type of. You're not removing any of the contaminants like you do with your system.
The only thing a water softener removes is minerals.
Right.
That's what makes water hard and leaves a scale all over the place, you know.
Right.
But it also creates sodium in the water, and that's that slippery, slimy feeling you feel if you're showering in a water softener shower. So in addition, because it's putting sodium in the water, you really shouldn't drink it.
Yeah.
So the next thing to do with that is put in reverse osmosis under the kitchen sink with a little separate faucet for drinking and cooking.
Right.
Well, at that point, you might as well be drinking distilled water. There's no benefit at all to RO, what we call RO water. In fact, most of your bottled water is processed by reverse osmosis.
Wow.
So we like to tell people with our systems, you'll never buy another bag of salt or bottled water again.
Yeah.
And talk to people finding out what they're spending. If they ever analyze what they spend a month on bottled water,
right,
for about half that amount, they can own one of our systems.
Right. Yeah, and it's not only your drinking water, but it's also your bathing water. If you just sit there in a bathtub, that stuff's soaking in through your body.
Yeah. the chlorine and the chloramines in the water is really toxic to us.
Chlorines, chloramines, other chemicals, prescription pills, microplastics,
Finding
bacteria,
all,
all kinds of stuff in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, really, the water company does the best they can. They bring the water up to our house, and from there, it's really our responsibility to make it safe for our family.
Right. And that's exactly what you do with waterscience.us.
Correct.
So for example, I talk a lot about with some of our show partners, our expert contributors, I can say from firsthand experience that we've worked with them. So we've worked with you. My wife is very happy. We're both happy with the system that you installed, and the water tastes great. People that come over, they're like, wow, your water, I can definitely taste the difference.
Yeah. And the big thing, there is no taste. It's really just clean, fresh water.
Yeah. But it's weird though. You like tasting a difference from other places that you've been. You're like, wow, you can definitely tell there's something going on.
Yeah.
So you have, without giving away any trade secrets, your system uses what type of husk? Wasn't it coconut?
It's coconut shell catalytic carbon, and that will remove the chloramine as well as all the bacteria and all kinds of other stuff. Wow. And it doesn't take the minerals out. And then the second stage deals with taking care of the hardness so you don't have scale throughout the house. You'll use less detergent, less soap in the dishwasher, just everything. And it really protects all the plumbing in the home, protects your water heater. Today, a lot of people are putting in tankless water heaters.
Yeah.
If they don't have a system like ours, those things get scaled up within 2 months.
And they're getting scaled up because of what, the calcium and those types of minerals.
Yeah, with that high heat, it just attracts the scale.
Wow. If you just joined us, Brandon Rhymes, we're talking, your host here, we're talking with Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us, and just another great example of one of our show partners, our 80-plus categories of expert contributor advice that we bring to the show, and it ranges from health, nutrition, lifestyle, recreation, and this one's definitely on the nutrition side and the health side, where we're urging people to just get a test. You come over to people's house, sit down with them, and do an actual test with them.
Takes about a half hour. We're not one of these guys that come there for 2-3 hours and beat you to death.
Yeah.
And basically, I'm a master plumber, second generation, so I know what to look for. And test the water. I'll look at all your plumbing, check your water heater, things like that.
Yeah. You told me one time you were always in water, but with your wife normally it's hot water, right?
That's right.
You've always been in water. Master plumber for how many years now?
Oh, God, 50.
50 years. Wow. Congratulations,
I'm sorry, 60.
Congratulations on the longevity.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
60. It keeps going up.
Yeah. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Well, by years I'm old, but I tell you, I feel so great.
Yeah. You look great, buddy. You got a great energy.
I'm just excited about what we do. You
got high mileage, but you run good, right?
Yeah, you go.
And so he'll come over, sit down with you, go through the whole system, break it down, show you, test your water. I mean, that's right there for you as a consumer, as someone listening to this show. Why would you not? There's some things in life. It's like, well, I don't know why I would, but there's a lot of things. It's like, why would you not?
We like to show a visual showing the chlorine amount in your tap water.
Right.
Believe it or not, it's 3 times more than what's in your swimming pool.
Wow. What? In the tap water versus swimming pool?
In the tap water, it's 4 parts per million. Swimming pool only needs 1 part per million.
Wow.
So.
And here's the thing. As much as we hear from the EPA and the different studies and things going on, and matter of fact, I just listed a $2.5 million property. Got, how you do with your sales presentations, your listing appointments. Sometimes the conversation goes different ways. Somehow we landed on how hot it was and where it's going. And he said he's a voracious reader. He read the BP, all these corporate companies, these monsters like Exxon, Valdez, BP, all the big ones, right? They have their minutes. So he read the minutes, and a lot of the scientists, especially at this one company, I think it was BP, said they think that we are actually past the point of return in terms of global warming and what's going to happen with the environment. Mm-hmm. So my point, long story short, is is the water quality going to get worse or better? What do you think? Where would you hedge your bet, right? Yeah, it's probably going to get worse, especially in Florida. We got 1,700 people plus moving to the state of Florida every year. Living in a county like Pinellas County, you're landlocked. You're pretty much landlocked there. You're sitting on a peninsula, and so these types of systems can at least help you live longer and a better life without dealing with the chemicals, the chlorinades, the microplastics,
everything.
Prescription pills flushed down the toilet.
Yeah, water softeners in Tampa Bay probably waste more than 1 billion gallons of water a year.
Wow.
So
we need to get
they can be
on the
eliminated. Yeah, and Tampa Bay is eventually going to use reclaimed water. They're going to start mixing that in with our drinking water.
I heard that.
They got the funding. It's on hold right now, and I hope it'll stay on hold. But
wow,
I'm not concerned that they can't filter it properly, but they'll not get rid of the abundance of pharmaceutical drugs that will be in that water.
Yeah.
So
scary stuff, man.
Yeah.
Scary stuff.
And we got the answer. I mean, we made it simple.
Yep.
And again, we can pick up on that later about the trade-in.
WaterScience.us, $500 trade-in for your old system, your old water softener. And Fred DeFelice, a pleasure to sit down with him. If you have the opportunity to invite him into your property and have him test your water, you're going to be happy you did. And stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. More from our expert contributors. Coming up, we got Rick Nickerson, Bottomzupp, and our feel-good story of the day. Zoe, the police dog, sniffs out 2 missing girls. Very interesting story here coming up on our show. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after this short break.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Published author, professional speaker. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. And that book was written about 3 years ago. That's a prequel to our business that we launched with Ken Shamrock, the Ultimate Fighting Champion, UFC Hall of Famer, WWF legend as well. Turned businessman now. Him and Ken Des Woodruff. Ken and Des actually launched a bare knuckle fighting league now. Was the latest news out by the AP press release. But Business Growth Celebrity Academy is our company. It's bgca.co if you want to check it out, bgca.co. And the Business Growth Celebrity Academy helps you become a micro celebrity to grow wealth, build personal brand, and increase your status. Anyone can become a micro celebrity. It's easy. Check out bgca.co. We've got daily webinars running there and on that website, so you can check out exactly what we're up to with that. All right, so it's Intelligent Talk Radio. We've got some intelligent folks here in studio, and this segment is brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort on Gulf Boulevard in Treasure Island. I love this resort. It's a great place to go hang out on the weekends. You've got 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's Restaurant and Beach Bar. Just a great opportunity to take the family or maybe plan a wedding or a business trip over there. They've got convention space for you. The Bilmar Beach Resort on gorgeous Treasure Island, and it is a beautiful place, newly renovated, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the Bilmar Beach Resort. Give Clyde Smith the call. He's the general manager over there. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you so you can take him up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, hot property for this segment is a property that we've got listed at 1401 Seminole Boulevard in Largo. This is a vacant land parcel of land, and I've got multiple land parcels available for you throughout Hillsborough, Pasco, Pinellas. This is a corner lot, 0.82 acres, almost a full acre with 200 feet of frontage in the city of Largo, and it's zoned commercial, general use, and also mixed use. So it's ideal for office, medical, retail, restaurant, goods and services. Great opportunity here in Tampa Bay, and you got high daily count per the FDOT at 1401 Seminole Boulevard, Largo. Lots of vehicle traffic traveling by that road every day. So great opportunity to relocate your business or your headquarters. 1401 Seminole Boulevard in Largo. Check out all of our real estate properties at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. All right, we got Rick Nickerson in the house. Bottomzupp is his company, and helping homeowners, helping business owners. That's his game. Help him with flooring.
Well, glad to be here. Always a pleasure. I sometimes feel dumber. I'm surrounded by some smart people, and Fred, amazing. You talk about the water. And what you guys do, go see Fred. Get an estimate. I mean, it goes back to Primal Man. What's the first thing you want to do is secure a water source?
Yes.
Well, living in the Tampa Bay area and you hear some of these horror stories, keep your body pure, and so that was neat to listen to you and to listen to Fred earlier about our market. About the Tampa Bay market. And I want to piggyback off of that and talk about when we were doing our demographic research and deciding how are we going to do this thing? We had this great idea. We saw the machinery and equipment, and we, saw it being used in a commercial application. I'm specifically talking about now removing floors professionally.
Yeah.
We noticed that there are more flooring stores, all right, in the Tampa Bay area than there are grocery stores.
Wow.
So that tells you something about our market. Now, why are there so many? Well, the reason why is because the land being so scarce and so forth, that all the amount of remodels in this area that are going on, the projects being done, it got us excited, and we said, okay, we want to be the one to move in there and meet the customer's needs when it comes to floor removal. We want to meet all these flooring stores' needs, which were not being met. They always said, I got a guy.
Yeah.
And our whole purpose was, they've got a guy, but he's not doing it the right way. He's not doing it with dust control. He doesn't have the consumer's thoughts in mind. He doesn't have the installer in mind. He's not going to get it done quickly and efficiently. And he's not going to plan the project and do it the right way. So, a wise man once said, if you can't be first in the category, change the category.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, and so
invent
that
a new one, right?
Yeah, exactly, and that's how Bottomzupp was born. I liken it to the story that you guys have all heard of Charles Lindbergh, right? What's he? He's the first guy in an intercontinental flight across the ocean.
Yes.
Right. Well, 4 months later, a guy did it faster, more efficiently, and on less fuel. Nobody knows who the hell he is. Right. I know I don't. But I remember Charles Lindbergh, and he was first.
Roger Bannister.
Was that him? You did it to me.
Well, there's another example. Roger Bannister set he broke the 4-minute mile, and then within I think it was 3 months, you had high school, different people breaking that 4-minute mile because they changed their mindset. They knew it could be done.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And that was Bottomzupp was born.
Yeah.
A floor removal company, and 80% of our stuff is residential. We've got trained professionals, and I talk about if you're going to get a project done, make sure that you find a trained professional that's licensed and insured. Buyer beware. There's guys out there. I don't want to call them hacks or anything like that, but there's guys out there that are unprofessional that will come in and destroy and cause more damage. All right, by not doing it with the correct equipment or the correct procedures. And so from start to finish, we've utilized technology from the very beginning, from our early roots, to be the best at this specific category. We don't install floors, okay? We have no other side cells. We are there to take up your floors in a timely manner, in an efficient manner that allows the flooring companies to come in and do their job.
Yeah, I like that because each different aspect of the business is going to have its own expertise, and if you have the folks coming in, the hacks per se, they're going to be throwing up dust particles. They're going to make damages to the flooring, the underlayment or damages. So that's going to cause even more problems. Plus the time factor. How much of a time factor is it when you're overturning either a rehab on a residential flip? There's hard money cost involved, or even a commercial building that hey, we got to have this done. We got inventory coming. We need that industrial space done. Whatever what kind of scenarios have you seen?
And that's it. And time is money. And people get in and they just assume, and it's strange how in this industry they just assume that the flooring contractor is going to do it, and they can. But they now at the beginning that's how it all went down. The flooring contractor took care of it. He was the guy who wanted to do the install, but he was forced to do the removal. And if you've ever tried to remove a glued-down wood floor or ceramic tile set in a 2.5-inch mud bed, and you got to get down to concrete for a new luxury vinyl plank, these floating floors are real popular now, that you can't go over top and you need that floor removed, just try it sometime. And what that does is these guys get in and they're tired and they're using jackhammers and they're destroying people's property, and the bottom line is they waste time. All right, and it's an unhappy situation. So we saw that need, we saw that niche in the marketplace, and from that early birth and from that early idea, we decided that we are going to be the customer service portion of your job, that we are going to provide customer service at its finest from the very first phone call all the way to the very last phone call, thanking our customers. And we use various different things, but now that we've got 20 trucks in the Tampa Bay area and beyond, up and down the West Coast, we track all of our trucks by GPS. A phone call is made before when we're on our way, during the job and after the job, then a follow-up phone call. Every one of our jobs, believe it or not, I've got an extensive video library of all the jobs, in the thousands, Brandon, in the thousands of jobs from start to finish, where we walk in from the curb to the house, identifying all those areas that may or may not be important to the homeowner, which all of them are, identifying pre-existing damage, so on and so forth, problematic areas, describing the job scope given from the customer, then verifying that job scope with the customer prior to removal. Then we do our job, and then afterwards we'll film it again. And then I keep that video library available to our customers if there is a problem. We've got it on videotape, and that's one little thing that you can do, that we do at Bottomzupp that changed, I feel, like the culture. Like we're
value add right there.
Yeah, we feel like we've changed the culture of the flooring installation project, if you will. And we're a small part, but we're very well-oiled machine when it comes to managing your project and getting your floors removed in a proper manner. And so I always say, find the floor removal experts, give us a call, look us up. If you've got a project and you're interested in it, and it could be commercial or residential, we are the residential experts, but look us up. We'd love to come out and provide you with a free quote and get it done the right way, save you time and save you money.
Yeah, I like that. Rick Nickerson, bottomzupp.com, and definitely, check out the website. Great reviews online. Have that consultation done. Sit down with him. Let him know, what you look for in this type of a project. He can definitely help you. Years of experience and got a reputation that precedes him. All right, when we come back, more from our expert contributors. We're going to jump into our lightning round. We're going to offer some top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom, as well as our feel-good story of the day. So we got a police dog named Zoe that's sniffs out two missing girls in an Ontario park right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by Trulieve on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. That's our #1 goal. Every day, we're going to tell you something positive here in our feel-good story of the day. We got a good one for you here.
Tell me something good.
All right, Zoe the police dog sniffs out two missing girls in Ontario's Algonquin Park. A police dog named Zoe located two 16-year-old girls who had gone missing in Ontario's park. So Maya Marota and Marta Malik have been missing for 6 days. The teens had failed to meet up with their camping group in the provincial park's western sector. About 90 minutes into the search, Zoe began to show signs that he had picked up on a scent. Quote, she became excited and we watched her, and then she proceeded to go down the trail, end quote, says Scott Gannon, an officer with the Ontario Provincial Police Canine Unit. Gannon and the crew began calling the names of the two girls, who responded by blowing a whistle. Zoe led the search team to the girls, who were in good physical condition, although a bit dehydrated and covered with insect bites. Quote, they were very excited and happy to see us, and we were the same way, Gannon told CBC News, and they both gave us big hugs. We were very excited to see Zoe, asking if they could pet their rescuer.
Wow, that's an amazing story.
Excellent. Good stuff. Yeah, dogs are awesome, man. All right, so let's jump into our lightning round here. We want to hear some top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom from our expert contributors here.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning round.
All right, here we go. Top tips, nuggets of advice. Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum.
Hurricane season is here, and not to frighten anybody, but when the winds blow, it flows, let me tell you. So for the cages and the screen rooms, my suggestion to any homeowner as a consumer advocate is to check anything that's loose. The tap cons at the base, basically these enclosures fail from the connection points. Once they start to rock and roll in the wind, get out of the way. They're going to go away. And say the cage is 15 years old. How old's yours, Freddie?
15.
15. We did yours, right? A long time ago. But I know you're the kind of guy that would
I checked it.
preventive maintenance all the time, right?
Nice.
The tap cons, if they loosen up at the base based on time, make sure that they're tight. Have a screen company come in, tighten them up, put new ones in. The structural gutter that goes between the fascia board and the roof beams, you can't imagine how often that is filled up with who knows what. It turns into mud after a while, and it becomes extremely heavy, and that will pull away from the fascia. So these are little things that people need to really look into before the winds start to blow pretty hard.
Good points. I like that. Preventative maintenance, preventative tips.
Yeah, you'll save some money on the long run. I mean, I'll sell you a new cage. That's fine with me. However, I'm a homeowner as well, so I like to keep the money in my pocket for a while.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us.
The best advice I can give, if you're looking into any type of water treatment, don't make a decision right off the bat. Have us come out and give you our opinion about things. We are offering up to a $500 trade-in value on your old water softener. If you don't have any softener at this point, we're offering free installation. So we're going to do that through the summer till the end of August.
Nice.
So check us out.
I like doing that. Waterscience.us. Give them that $500 offer. Rick Nickerson, Bottomzupp.com.
I just want to say, if you're out there and you're looking for a floor removal expert, if you've got a flooring project, whether it's commercially or residentially, look us up, www.bottomzupp.com. We are the floor removal experts. We're licensed and insured. We live and work right here in the Tampa Bay community. We're proud of it. Our business was born right here with Tampa Bay's customers in mind. We will take glue down wood, ceramic tile, luxury vinyl plank, VCT, laminate, glue down carpet. If it's hard to come up, we can make it look easy. We utilize state-of-the-art machinery and equipment. We come out, we provide free estimates. If you've got a flooring project and your installer is not using a professional removal company, look us up, ask them why not, and we can come out, provide you a free quote. We are the experts in the Tampa Bay area. If something bad happens, and we talk about it, Fred warned us against the hurricanes, which I'm knocking on the table right now. The hurricanes, or that season is amongst us. The heavy winds and the rains are coming. The worst thing that can happen, and glue down wood is huge in the Tampa Bay area. And when you have wood and water, you have a problem.
Yes.
It's mold and bacteria that you can live with, undetected, unnoticed, and it can cause major problems. So if you've got that flood or something like that, if you've got a portion of your floor that needs to come up, look us up. We will contain your area and remove it in a time-efficient manner.
I like that. Good stuff. All right, my quote for today, I'm going to start you off with Gandhi quote, okay? So a man is but the product of his thoughts, what he thinks he becomes. And it leads back to the reticular activation system in your brain. So you've got this reticular activation system, a.k.a. basically a computer in your brain that sets the program that you feed it. And unfortunately, a lot of people program their RAS on what they don't have, or, they say these negative things their whole life, like, oh, I can never remember names. Have you ever heard that one? Right? So when you tell yourself that, that's what's going to happen. You're not going to remember people's names, or I'm not good at this, or I'm not good at that. So you got to really focus on what you want to attract into your life. And I'm not saying the airy-fairy law of attraction, write it down, it's going to naturally appear in your life, but there's something to it where it says the power of focus. So where your energy flows, your focus goes, right? So when you're focusing energy, you're going to attract that type of thing into your life. And one of my favorite mentors, Tony Robbins, in one of his latest books called Unshakable, talked about 3 things that people focus on that leads to very detrimental thoughts. So number 1 is loss. So anytime we think in our mind or we focus on loss because we did something or some action happened, we're going to have potential loss from it, then that's going to spiral out of control negative. Okay, if we talk about number 2, less. Anytime we have that similar thought and say, oh, because this happened or that happened, we're going to have less in our lives. Well, don't think about loss, less. And then number 3 is never. So if you ever get into a situation where you say, oh, I'm never going to overcome this, I'm never going to get out of this debt, I'm never going to overcome that, that's just going to lead you to negativity, negative thoughts, and your brain is going to be reacting to your thoughts. So direct the power of your mind. The power of focus is so important, and the way that you can do that is utilizing incantations or your vision statement, right? Come up with a vision statement. Here's my goals. Here's what I'm going to focus on. And then you're going to lead yourself positively that day by repeating those incantations. And, it's just a way that you start your day off. A lot of times you want to start your day off with those positive incantations. Okay, so that's the reticular activation system, the power of thought, and the power of focus in your brain. All right, let's do another round. We got some more time here. Fred Muth, Tampa, screens and aluminum.
I always mention if you're bidding out any type of a project to the homeowner, I mentioned this, make sure that you ask a lot of questions. My best customers are those that pepper me with questions. I enjoy it. I appreciate it. This way I know that we've covered everything. When I walk away and I'm doing all the talking and my customer's not asking questions, I'm nervous about that job.
Yep.
Because you never know what's going to come up on the back end. And, what Tampa Screens and Aluminum, the reputation is tremendous. And so we don't like to even incorporate any possibility of a problem coming in to the equation.
Yeah.
So once again, ask a lot of questions. Whether it's a screen enclosure, a roof project, whatever it is, consumers should ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, I like that. I'll take that one step further. Especially when it comes to negotiation, is open-ended questions.
For sure.
Those work really well in negotiation. Mm-hmm. All right, Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us.
Yes. I want to mention that all our equipment is manufactured in the U.S. and assembled at our plant in Tarpon Springs. So we are hands-on with everything. I have 2 of my 5 sons in the business with me.
Nice.
So there'll always be DeFelices around to take care of you. And we do the installation. No salesman will call. I'm going to come out myself.
Awesome.
You're going to deal with me. Check the website. Waterscience.us.
Waterscience.us. Yeah, and that means a lot to people when I list a property, they say, I want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with the assistants. That means a lot. So DeFelice and the family will take care of you.
You got it.
That's right. Rick Nickerson, Bottomzupp.
That's funny that you say that, Fred, because having been in the removal business since the very beginning and since inception, I used to drive one of these little machines that I drive into your house, and we've got 20 of them now, and we're blessed at being 3 different areas throughout the Tampa Bay and West Coast. But I still pick up the phone. Give me a call. I'd love to come by and provide you a quote. I'd love to break out. Now they've got lasers that go in and they do all the measurement and stuff. And I have my trusty 35-foot DeWalt tape measure that I go out on and measure every inch of the home and discuss with the customers. You're never too big, and I enjoy that because I like being out with the people. And just to piggyback off what you said, Fred, my gosh, the only dumb question is the one you don't ask.
Yeah,
that's
a
fact.
Anything that you're doing, if it's important to you, ask that question, and that you're service professional should be able to answer that in spades.
Yeah, it's the best part of the business.
Right.
Some of the questions can be considered not even related to the project.
Right.
They're going to ask the question anyway. It's fine by me. They've asked the question. We don't have to cover it at a later date. It's already discussed.
And be thorough, you know. And
sure.
I tell my sales staff the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, the how. Let's cover it, you know, from who's going to meet us to the project, who's going to be there on the end, how are we going to pay, what are payment options, you know, what should I expect afterwards? Do I turn off the AC? So many questions in a project that you've got. Ask those questions. And if you don't ask them, you'll never know.
That's right.
I wish I knew you years ago. So many jobs, we had to take away the river rock. Oh, man, because you can't put the cage back down on the river rock. This stuff that looks like Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
I didn't know you that.
Hey, another great show. We got to close it out here. Fred Muth in the house. Fred DeFelice, Rick Nickerson. Thanks so much. Great job, gentlemen.
Excellent.
And thanks to our team behind the scenes putting the show together, all of our producers, our listeners, our viewers of our show. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.